So this is Yoon making breakfast at 4 o'clock. I thought you were a productive guy, Yoon.
I am a productive guy. So this is day 2 with Marcus coming along, and here I am waking up at 4 p.m. which I don't think has happened to me in the last 10 years. So I think maybe it's my body trying to tell me that I need to chill down a bit, which I'm not good at because I hate getting stuff done. But at least now I slept a lot, so we're gonna make some burritos, of course. And then we're gonna do a couple questions because I realized that we had a question session that weren't answered. So that'll be the productivity today. And weather's looking pretty awful, so we'll do that. And then I'm gonna get up at 4 a.m. tomorrow to make up for today's slackiness. And since we are making burritos, I figured I'd let you in on the secrets of making a great burrito. I don't know if there are any secrets, because burritos are great, but I'm gonna show you how I do mine so that I can bring in on the ski slope and just eat them breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Because variety is overrated. There we go. Now we need spices. Number 1, don't put water in here. A lot of people do that. I don't understand why. Because then when you put a watery taco meat in a bread, that means that it's gonna sag all over the place. So no water. Stir that around for a bit and like make it nice and colory and mixed out. Finito. And then what I'd like to do when I bring it on the mountain is you have a bit of aluminum foil. Put the tortilla bread on the aluminum. Bit of meat. Try not to do too much, otherwise they're gonna swell over and you eat them like this instead of a burrito. I like to put a little bit of chopped onion on it, just to give it some onion taste. Tiny bit of chopped tomato. I don't normally like tomato, but when it goes in here together with the taco sauce, it's not bad. And then corn. Not too much corn. It's all about having a nice balance between everything. And even though summer's coming up and I try to eat healthy, a bit of sour cream just makes it that much better. Or you can have guacamole if you have the energy to do that.
Which we don't.
Which we don't, because we were starving when we bought all this stuff. Sour cream is good though. Bit of taco sauce. And then normally I like to have like kind of a strong cheese. But now we have what we have. This is still probably like 400 euros to buy in a Norwegian store. And then the key is to roll it up. There's many different ways to do it. The way I do it, you pull the bottom up, and over, and over. Go like that. And if you eat at home, you go like that, because that way your burrito, not quite there. Your burrito can sit on your plate, which is nice. And then all you have to do is eat it. Breakfast.
So yeah, question session.
Yeah, now my belly is full with a burrito, so I'm gonna dig into some questions as we're not out there skiing, because I always get a lot of questions and sometimes it's hard to find the time to answer to all of it. So I figured I would try to answer to a couple questions here today, because I feel like it's better to answer with my words rather than just typing. One question that I saw that I kind of asked myself a lot is, when you talk about work, what work are you actually doing? Sounds like a lot of emails, but emails about what and how does it make you money? And when I look at my email inbox, that's like sort of like when I wake up at 6, it's the first thing I check and I get to work and I try to fix it. Because if I feel like I have too many emails, I feel like I'm behind, and then that stresses the hell out of me. So I pretty much try to get on email for at least 3 to 4 hours every single day, 365 days a year. I kind of hate it, but on the other hand, it feels really good once I've been able to clear everything that I need to do. And in terms of what's in the email, it's a huge variety. It's a lot of douchebag stuff. I mean, now if I look through what's in my inbox at the moment, it's First a Red Bull email, second one is a car insurance one, third is a car racing one, fourth is an inspiration of products, fifth is a camera email, sixth is a borrowing a car email, and so on. So it's just a huge mix of everything. But I would say probably that what takes the most out of my time is douchebag stuff as well as car stuff. Because if you build a car and you pick a body part that's you can buy off the shelf, it's quick and easy and you install it. Whereas I have this urge to do special things, and when you do special things, you need to first of all, scan the car and then build the whole car in 3D, and it has to be sort of extreme parts that hasn't been tested yet. So everything I do 110%, and that means that it takes a lot of time if you want to really sort of be in control of everything. So, I mean, I look back on the days of 2003, I was in Whistler, I didn't have a cell phone, all I had to do was go to a payphone and pick it up and call my mom and dad and see how things were, and that was like the only form of communication. Whereas now it's like bling, 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 and it kind of makes me nuts at times. But on the other hand, I have so many goals and so many things I want to do, so that is kind of like something I'm willing to give up that freedom to hopefully have more freedom if I can have big success with the work that I do. If that makes sense. Let's see if we find some more questions here. What is the scar on the inside of your arm? Actually, this one came together with it. And this was me during my party years, because I decided that I needed to stand on top of a DJ booth in Båstad. And I was dancing, everything was great, and I'm gonna go down, and of course I didn't go down, I fell down. So I landed on the floor, and I'm like, ugh. And Yanni's right there, she's like, oh, you okay? I'm like, woohoo! And it's like gushing blood, so she's screaming, and we pretty much repainted Pepe's Bodega in red. But that's how I got the nice scar. It didn't really heal up that nice, it's still red and kind of terrible, but I guess it's a memory for life. So now you know what the scar is from, even though I wish it was a shark bite or something cool. Then there's another question. I know that there's thousands of people out there who admire your incredible life, but what interests me the most is how average guys like me are able to get the same success in life. Can you give some advice which is necessary to get to the same success as well? And that's a tough one to answer. I mean, when we grew up, we had enough money to go skiing, but nothing more. We used to pick blueberries to sell them to make money to go skiing. And here I am traveling the world and being able to live and drive Lambos and that kind of stuff. And I don't really know how I got there. All I know was that I've always wanted sort of success. It didn't mean like winning stuff, but I wanted, if I was like picking blueberries, I had to pick the most blueberries because then I knew that I could sell them for the most. And I feel like if I do something, I want to do it extremely well. And that's, I mean, nowadays sort of I gave up drinking alcohol completely about a year ago because I feel like there's so many things I want to do, and then I have to sort of prioritize. Do I want to go out at night and then be hungover during the weekend, or do I want to try to progress a business during the weekend? And for me, the choice was pretty simple, that I want to be able to build on these ideas that I have so that hopefully in the future I can sell one of these companies and sort of create total freedom for myself, because I think that's the ultimate goal for me. I'm always worried, like, what if that goes wrong? What if that goes wrong? Like, how's that going to affect me? So my goal with everything I do is to do it so well that I can actually find the total freedom of having the financial stability where I don't have to worry as much, because that's what I do all the time. I worry about every single thing there is to worry about. And I wish I was more of a chill person, but on the other hand, I think this sort of worrying mentality has gotten to me to where I am today. Because I think in skiing, I always thought I sucked. Even if I won the X Games, the next morning I woke up thinking, God, that was just lucky, I suck. And that kind of kept myself pushing. And that mentality goes all the way through skiing and business and cars. Whenever it is I do, I always have this urge to do it perfectly. It's not always the smartest financially, because if I build a car, I can't like handle that one part is off. I have to get a new part. So this little carbon part might be way overpriced, but it's like this problem I have in my head that it has to be perfect. And I guess I look at life that way, that I just want to work super hard, and everybody who writes me an email should be able to get an email back within a day or two. or if I work with a sponsor, I want to make sure that they get the pictures they want delivered on time. And so I don't really have a success story, like what to do, but I think the harder you work and the more you think about how you can make companies or friends or everybody happy, the closer to that I think you're going to get. And then of course not being afraid to try new things. I mean, I've done choices in my career that maybe wasn't the obvious choice, but it's something I'm like, I believe in this. And even if 10 people told me, like, no, stay with the safe one, I went with one, and then it's turned out good for most of the time. So I think being able to have the guts to try new things and believe in yourself, and then just work super hard and realize that if you want to make something happen, it's not, someone else is not going to make it for you. You kind of have to do it yourself. And that's, I think, the key to it. Another subject that kind of ties into that whole thing is why I have a house in Marbella and why I don't call that home. And basically, the main idea with the house in Marbella was that I was growing up, I was growing smarter, and I realized that rebuilding cars is probably the worst financial thing you could possibly do. So then I went down and met Yanni and her dad down in Marbella, and I looked at the real estate prices, and they were super cheaply priced at that point. So I figured, what if I buy a house here? Then that will lock down money so that I can't afford to build as much cars. So the actual idea to buy a house was so that I couldn't afford to buy cars, which hasn't really worked out all that well, but at least I put some money in a safe, smart place. And now I'm rebuilding it because once again, I can't live with something that I think is good. It has to be perfect. So it turns out to be quite a lot of work when I'm in Marbella, like fixing the garden and talking to everybody, whereas in Monaco, it's usually more chill. Like you get there, you do your laundry, you go to the grocery store, and you live a chill life. So that's like kind of like the two. It's a big house in Marbella with a pool and a small apartment in Monaco. But bigger is not always better. Like sometimes waking up in the morning and feeling, oh, my life is under control, is sometimes better than waking up and seeing a nice pool and then having 6 construction workers show up and you're like, oh, you need to decide on that and that and that and what new palm trees. So I love Marbella, but I think of it more of as a vacation place, whereas Monaco, especially now after we renovated, feels like a real home, and it feels super nice that Yanni moved down. So now we're a happy couple down there. But the only problem is if we want to be a happy family, that means we need a new apartment, which means a stupidly high rent if we change apartments. So that means that if we want kids in Monaco, we got to make sure to be really, really successful in business. But that's a good little motivator as well, I guess. What else do we have? Yeah, we have one here. Seems like you have a busy, crazy life. Is it sometimes too much for you, physically or mentally? How do you overcome obstacles? What do you do to keep sane and have a calm mind? And that I don't have a question to, because I don't have a calm mind. I don't feel sane, and I am stressed mentally and physically. And I guess the only thing I can think of to sort of overcome this is to work hard enough where I feel like everything is in place. So I guess the answer is to try to find a balance between enough stuff that I can do to not do too many things so that I can't keep things under control. Because I always like, if I work really hard for a week and I feel like, oh, my life is pretty chill now, it's nice, I wake up without anything to do, then that morning I start something new, like pick up a new project. So it seems semi-impossible for me to not do too many things. But on the other hand, I know that if I do too many things and I manage to handle it, I can generate a lot of good stuff, which can hopefully set me up well for the future. So I guess the stability of the future is, I think, the sort of main driving motivational part of everything. And then another question about the blog. Are you blogging as a passion now, or is it a profitable business? Can you show us some statistics of your blog? The blog in itself is sort of a passion, but of course, as an athlete, if you can have a good Instagram account, a good Facebook account, good Snapchat account, Twitter account, and then a blog, it means that you have a lot of different ways to give the companies that you work with exposure. So the more you have, the better it is. But I wouldn't say necessarily that I make money off the blog. Most people, I guess, nowadays look more on Instagram and ask for numbers there. So yes and no. The whole package makes me able to sort of go here to Yalo and ski without going to a ski contest, and still offer the companies that I work with a lot of exposure. Statistics wise, I don't have it in front of me, but it's roughly about 100,000 unique visitors per month. And I have to say, it was easier a couple of years ago when Instagram wasn't around, because now everybody sort of gets the general idea of what everyone's doing on Instagram, and then some people go over to check blogs to get more in-depth stuff. So I guess that's kind of why we're working more on YouTube stuff as well, because that way, if you follow what you have your subscribers on YouTube, then that might work better, and it's easier for me to put all this stuff into words rather than writing, because now hopefully you get what I'm trying to say a bit more than just me typing on the computer. So yeah, the whole blog and ski world is kind of mishmashed together, and you just have to find your own way and try to build a platform to attract sponsors, because that is your main income as a skier / sponsor, athlete, blogger person. And then the last question is, what is your biggest dream, and what do you want to achieve? Your dream life. Maybe you're living it already. And I think when I wake up every morning, my dream is to not have anything that I have to do. I mean, I don't think I'll ever not do anything, but that's sort of my dream, to know that I've achieved enough and built companies to a point where I can sort of sell them and generate a base income that sort of enables me to feel that, all right, no matter what happens, it's okay, I got it covered. Whereas now, I'm like almost there where I can feel that, but that's sort of my goal, to create some sort of inner peace and quiet, so I can just wake up in the morning and not be stressed about, I gotta do that perfect, gotta do. So yeah, being able to not have to spend 365 days a year on my email, I guess that's my goal, so that I can go surfing and not think about emails in the water, and yeah, kind of just slow down a little. That would be really nice. Although I don't know if I have the mentality to slow down. Yanni tells me I will never slow down. If you sell all the companies you have and you make 1 million or 100 million euros, it'll take you 3 days before you start something new. And I think maybe she's right, but at least that's my dream. Sell, chill for at least 24 hours.